Hey guys. So actually, it's been a while. And talking in the Townhall, I still remember the last time, which is like, if I remember clearly, April last year. So, but that's in the Discord. I've attended a lot of AMAs on Twitter, if you guys have noticed. And so I'm Frank, the CEO of Ultiverse, and I'm here to answer all the questions from our families, our friends in our community, and especially all the US holders.
Hi, GM. Good morning, guys. Well, it's me again. I guess I'm not that new to the town hall. This is our second time of the year. So I just saw you guys a few weeks ago. Jimmy, the co-founder of Ultiverse. I'm very happy to be here today again to share you some updates and some thoughts about the whole progress of Ultiverse. Happy to see you all today.
Yeah, to be honest, Jimmy, your voice is so sweet. I mean, I really love
Is
it.
it really? Appreciate it. I did it on purpose. Yeah, I
Hey,
mean,
Moonlight.
it's been a crazy month to me as well. I mean,
Yeah,
this is new
exactly.
for me as well. Yes.
Yeah, sure. Spend a lot of time, and yeah, today we want to also talk about the progress of Ultiverse, and we want to share with you guys like the latest information. And I'll pass that to Moonlight, and I think Moonlight, we are ready to answer all the questions.
Okay, I will start first. All right. Well, looking back to January, I mean, today is the last day of January. It has been quite a crazy ride because it is my first month as well. There's so many things happened, and I know there's so many things we're planning are happening as well. I am trying my best to adapt the intensity of the whole team. It's been crazy, but I really enjoyed. I think most of you have their own thoughts about what is Ultiverse, right? But I would like to extend that a little bit more today. Also talk about, apart from what we are trying to do, and maybe some logic behind the whole plan. First of all, Ultiverse is building a platform since day one, right? We were trying to use different depths on time gaming and all different ways to build oasis people are looking for, just like the Ready Player One. To achieve that goal, in general, Ultiverse style consists three parts: infrastructures, some depths, and assets. So at this stage, we all know we have our NFT, right? That will be part of the asset of Ultiverse style. Also, in the future, the NFT in games will be also part of the asset. And we are building something very important. Will be launched soon, which is our task platform. And we already have the alpha test of Terminus. Will be the gate or the entry of the world, the entry of our metaverse. And after Terminus, we will have different sectors inside the infrastructures. And also the communities will always play a very important role. It's not just the community itself, people within this Discord right now, but also the media centers. You might see some of it from the Ultiverse side, and we'll expand that this year as well. And after that, you will see some gaming within the Ultiverse style. That'll be part of the depths. You all know the Moonlight is launching soon, right? And also Endless Loop. You know that's what we are trying to build as well. And there are a lot of other games ongoing this year. So in general, I think I won't be expanding into the details about each individual product we are building, but I would like to let you know that the community played a key role within the whole progress. Eventually, we actually adapt, right? So we need to build together. And we will talk about that today a bit more later. Yes, so there are some key dates. For example, we all know the MetaGF is launching soon, right? And also the other stuff. I think I'll go through all this detail a bit later. At this first question, I would like to let people understand that we are building a platform. So the platform includes many parts, right? And also their main logic behind why we're building a platform, what it means. And I think we can discuss that in a little bit more after the first question.
Yeah, I think Jimmy just mentioned that we are a platform like Ready Player One. So actually from the day one, we keep mentioning this, that Ultiverse is a metaverse platform. And there will be different DApps in Ultiverse. And we launch our ES NFT, right? The electric ship. And what I want to say to all the holders and to the community is the ES will have the best privilege. And we have so many DApps in the pipeline. We're probably going to launch like more than 5 DApps of gaming games, like social games this year. And each launch of the game, like for example, a social mobile game or like an endless loop alpha test, will give all airdrops benefits to all the ES holders. Yeah, that's all I want to say.
Thank you. Thank you, Frank. You just say a lot more than I expect you would say, but great to know.
Yeah, sorry to spoil everything. So that's why I called Frank, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely wanted to know as many new information as possible. And next, we also know that recently heard lots of news about the metaverse, and we think that this year might be a big year for the metaverse development. And still, at the same time, CZ mentioned that no one really knows what the metaverse means, and everyone has a different concept. So we would like to ask both Frank and Jimmy what Ultiverse Metaverse is going to be like, and what can Ultiverse Metaverse bring to our community? Thank you.
Yeah, I really love the question because for me, I think everyone has their own definition of metaverse. As I mentioned earlier on my tweet. So the different format, right? It could be a virtual world that mirrored or even surprised by the real world. But at the end of the day, I think what really matters, what is most important, it will be this is a field for placing emotions and realize one's value. At this particular moment, we have 120 people in Discord. I think this can be an early form of metaverse, right? So peoples are what matters the most. And we are building a metaverse together with the community, right? We are DAO. So every step will not just built by us, right? Every step will include the community members, your memories, your achievements, your thoughts, right? Your preference. And that's why our sort of Ultiverse version of metaverse will be an inclusive metaverse. We're not based on our own opinions, but we built together by everyone. It's all about how we spend time together and how we enjoy the time together.
Yeah, and for me, I think Metaverse is more like a virtual place where you can enjoy or you have your second life there. So what I can say is like in Ultiverse, we are more like as I mentioned so many times, right? Ready Player One. So you can choose what kind of avatar you want to be in Ultiverse. You can play different kind of games, and you can bring like your avatar to the Terminus City. And I think we already have like Alpha Week last like early this month. So what you can do is like you play different games, you choose which one you really want to be, and you bring that avatar everywhere. In the Terminus City, you start to play different other different social games, etc., etc. So this is what I think.
Okay. So to extend that thought, did I mention, I think we're building the metaverse as inclusive, right? So the important thing is how we can attract more people with different background. I know a lot of us, especially the ES holders, are keen to build a world like oysters, right? Ready Player One. They really love the ideas about the second life. But meanwhile, we have a lot of people have different preference. They may not be intense game players. They might be a very casual gamers. They might even not playing games, but they watch our audio side, right? And how we can bring value to them. At this particular moment, I think everyone listening to this discourse will be part of our ecosystem. So our mission is to bring value to all our members in different ways, right? So that logic is how to attract as much people as possible And so while we have these social interaction ideas, and while we have this gaming as a platform, some easy way to let people play with, right? And also, one of the most important features will be launched soon will be our task platform. I think you can imagine that's something we call X to earn. So maybe you can fulfill the task and you earn something. And also, I think you might watch the movie Squid Games. There will be the game theory within the whole story, the pipeline, under the Ultiverse style in the coming future. Because I think people enjoy the competition, right? When we talk about social, it's not just a very easy way, but sometimes there's some trade-off. So the whole idea is we're building missions. We try to fulfill the mission by all these different smaller tasks. That's the idea of how we do this Ready Player One concept. We all know that we have some big game coming up, but meanwhile, I think myself as well understand that the whole progress of developing the games could be long, can be very competitive, to be very complex. I mean, for example, I think we all know that Yuga Labs just had this the Donkey Dash game, right? The mini games, and I know we're expecting other deep, but why they have these little small games before that? I think that's the logic behind it. We all take times to really have a huge game, but before that, how we maintain the momentum, we maintain there's very strong attachment within the communities, and that's what we need. Those smaller games between before the big game coming up, and that's why this year's, as Frank just be very frankly again, we will launch these smaller games to show you a way that we're trying to discover what's our users' preference. Because again, we don't know if you like this one, but that's fine. We can provide as much possible in different way because everyone have their own preference. Again, there's no one game will be everyone's ideal games. That's risky, and that's not even possible, right? No matter how good the game is. And that's why we will try to have different games. The thesis will focus on our community members' options, right? You have your options to play your own type of games. But most importantly, you play the game with the logic that we are trying to complete a big mission along the year. And you can see this leaderboard in Terminus. And those people who achieve the goals were the leading position at the board. That might have some huge prize afterwards, right? And also, we are down, right? So we have to build all these things together. But on the side, we think some of the people don't really know that Ultiverse Live is actually one of the biggest channels at Binance Live, and this whole concept of media platform will be enhanced this way as well. So which means apart from the games, the products we are providing, we also want to attract more users based on our content created. And I think that works pretty well at the moment, and we'll extend that as well. So no matter what, I mean, the whole progress will face some uncertainty for sure. But I think under the trust and the hard work and commitment with the team and also community, we are actually have the courage to face any challenge, and we'll just build together with you. Every commitment from the community will play the key role in the future.
That is great. Thank you so much for Frank and Jimmy sharing that. And talking about Ultiverse Live right now, we have over 8,600 views already, and we have friends saying Ultiverse the #1, and thanks, lots of thanks over here, and lots of thumbs up. Thank you everyone for sharing the information about the Ultiverse Metaverse ecosystem. So both of you just mentioned that everyone can be part of the Ultiverse Metaverse ecosystem, and the team wanted to build the ecosystem with the community. Does the team have any plans on how the community could participate participate and build together, be a builder? Thank you.
It is very important, as I just mentioned. You may be aware that at the beginning of the whole project, when we launched Ultiverse, some members from the team are very good product manager. They built great product in the past. But we are a Web3 product, so the product will not built by the team ourselves, but also by the whole community, right? That's all that matters. So in the future, we open up a new plan called We Build Together, right? Maybe not this name, but a better, nicer name. The purpose will be we invite more community members to be part of the decision making. For example, we will have different sort of background in the games and different characters, a different mission, and our community member will be able to vote for their preference. So it's not just built by the team. So you will know the progress. From one hand, you know the progress. From the other hand, you will make your own decision together. And that's part number one. And number two is we're trying to build the whole community to be more female friendly. Because right now I know maybe it's not just Ultiverse, but in general, the male users are a lot more than the female users, right? So we are trying our best to invite more ladies on board, because this is social interaction. We want to be, this is very fun and great experiments, right? So to achieve that goal, I think we are trying to have a vote soon, maybe tomorrow or the day after, that shall we upgrade our ESPFP to achieve more, to be more female friendly? Because I have some comments from my female friends judging about our, preference on the PFE. Because since I mentioned we are a group of gamers and we picked our PFP, but maybe it's not that female friendly. So because of that, we are thinking of upgrade the whole PFP of ES. There'll be a vote coming out soon, right? And after that, at the same time, as I mentioned earlier, this year, the whole strategy of Ultiverse is we'll put the building of community as important as building the product. So there will be a lot of mechanics about how we can improve the relationship between the team, the DAO, and the individual members, and how we can encourage a user to be more active and reward the more active users, and how we can invite our members to be part of the decision making, and also how we can empower and reward with different contribution from the community. That'll be very, very important this year. And also, as long as the whole mechanics running, there will be more voice and more powers to all these users. And after that, I guess, as I mentioned, Ultiverse DAO will always try to incubate the great builders inside the communities. Because we're a platform, right? Apart from the third-party cooperation, I think we're very looking forward to see some builders within the community that are willing to launch their own product, their own content through our platform, right? And meanwhile, probably we're going to have some forums, the format of conversation more regularly within the communities, especially for those builders. Because I think we love to share more about our own experiments to help our members to be good builders within this industry. Because we all know, people are not just gamers. People are not just investors, right? I think a lot of people from our community are also builders. They might want to do something on Web3, on the whole ecosystem. I think Ultiverse had this mission to collect, not just to collab with others platform, but most importantly, we have this mission to help our own members to become great builders within the whole ecosystem, within the whole industry. And of course, also the content creators. Things I mentioned, the media will play a key role as well this year. So we'll very welcome and invite our members to create within the Ultiverse platform this year. I think that's pretty much this, yes. And there are a lot of details we'll launch soon inside the Discord. Please take attention as well, please.
Yeah, and for all the activities like referral, like the building, like builders, for our community, we're gonna have our tax platform, and we're gonna use that to reward all the holders and all the community members. So that would be NFT, that would be free airdrop, and that would be token.
Wow, sounds like lots of exciting things, and also being more female friendly is definitely important. As we know, about 70% of the current Web3 users are actually male, so we do want to attract more female users from Web2 to Web3 as well. And so, as we know that Ultiverse has launched many exciting new things recently, especially we know that we had the Terminus Alpha Week and was a great success. Also, our Metaverse Demo Day, right? So and that both allow users to enter Terminus and visit and also take a tour. So Frank was there and Jimmy was our tour guide. Thank you so much for doing that. So for the community members who were not very familiar with Terminus, can we take this opportunity and introduce Terminus in detail for everyone? Now we have over 9,000 views on Binance. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. First of all, those type of event will host every month in the future. The plan will be we're hosting an event like that every month with a different format, different themes, and so that we'll invite more people to join Terminus to have a feeling what this feels like inside the Terminus City. And Terminus City, you can see that as a gate, as an entries, as a platform. It connect everything, so there's unlimited possibility. We will not define what Terminus City is by ourselves, right? But we invite more people to join us to discover what they can do within the city. But most importantly, it will be a hub. It's only as an entries to connect to different type of format of gaming or different type of social interactions. Since Frank just mentioned that we will launch our SDK kit, so that no matter what kind of NFT background community you are from, and you're able to convert your NFT inside as 3D avatars or NPC whatsoever. The idea is to bring different IP inside Terminus so that they can create their own content inside the city. And also the gaming as well. There will be different type of games, maybe not even a PC game, maybe a mobile game. But the concept is we connect with this. How to say that? We connect with some asset inside a different game into the Terminus City. You see, there are different hall. The hall will be how we leave our own footprint, how we leave our own memories. Because if you look at the bigger pictures, we are building a mission, right? We are having on the way to fulfilling the ultimate goal. There are always a different mission you have achieved along the way. That mission will have a way to write a story. We're writing the story together, right? I think the Terminus will be a whole to let people understand what is going on. It's like the whole of a frame kind of a idea as well, so that we're writing a story and people can see the progress inside the Terminus City as well. And again, most importantly, we invite our community members to build Terminus City together. We participate in the mission and we write the story together. Yeah, anything you want to extend that, Frank?
Yeah.
Sorry, I think I just mute myself. Yeah, that's correct. So for us, for what we gonna do is like we gonna provide like a different privileges to our holders, and we're very serious to bring all the Web2 users to Web3. And for me, I think in this year definitely gonna spend more time in the community. And also I want to let you guys know, like I'm not like out of office. Actually, I spend most of our time talking with different kind of like investors, partners, and we have already secured so many partnerships with like a different famous Web2 studios, and most of them have a lot of Web2 traffic, and we are very serious about how to bring this Web2 traffic to Web3. And I don't know if you have heard the AMA of CZ like a week ago talking about their strategy of this year, which is to bring 1 billion KYC users to Binance. And I think Ultiverse definitely will contribute a very big portion of that goal. So I really wish our community, all the holders, all the family members, all the friends, we can stick together and move toward to the same goal.
I remember that AMA that CZ was the guest speaker and with another finance executive. So definitely we wanted to help to build this finance ecosystem as well, while also building our Ultiverse Metaverse ecosystem. So can both of you introduce us what the Ultiverse community should pay attention to in the next step? Thank you.
Yeah, of course. I think one of the most important things will be our task platform, as I mentioned earlier. There will be a guidance of how you can achieve your goal step by step, and especially our Ultiverse Live audience. I think that's the best way to lead you to try our different product in the near futures. And secondly, the social games will be launched. I can't say the exact dates, but we are almost ready. And when you play the games, I want to have as much feedback as possible, because that's an experiment as well. Because again, everyone have own preference, so we are trying to provide the options for you to interact, to play, and of course, when you play, you can finish fulfill some tasks to have the taste of how you can achieve a better goal. And after the games, also you should pay more attention to MetaGF and Ultiverse Live, our media platform. That's not just a source of information, but also that's the interaction we are hoping to provide to you guys, right? There's some storyline behind the MetaGF, and they might have some rewards as well. We haven't decided yet. I think the most important thing, we want to have your feedback. We want to have your participation. Because again, we cannot go there by ourselves. No matter where we want to go, we have to go there together with all of you. So last but not the least, we hope you can spread the words and invite more friends to join the communities. That will be a very crucial step of the whole progress, to have a deeper interaction with the whole platform we have. Pay more attention to Discord, and just pretty much that. And of course, hold your yes, and then tell us what you want. I mean, tell us what you think. We just want to hear your voice more often, because I know a lot of users have expectation of the token, and you just state the yes and wait for it. But I think at the end of the day, if we want to have a brighter futures, we want the interaction. So that the interaction from the users means the world to us, right? That's not just the outcome, but the progress. The feedback you have will just help us to build a better product. This is very, very important.
Definitely, we wanted to hear from each of our audience and also friends. If you have any questions later, we are open the stage for friends to raise your hand. I see I already have some friends waiting. And Frank, would you like to add any additional information regarding anything that our community should pay attention to in the next step? Thank you.
Can you mute again?
Yes.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so definitely we, as Jimmy mentioned, we have like a MetaGF, the Moonlight NFT, and that would be bonded with our reward system, our test platform. And the holders of ES and holders of Moonlight, actually it's the first step to expand our community, right? From the exclusive ES electric ship to the like a more widely accept the Moonlights, because we have like a much more holders, and the floor price is much bit lower for Moonlight. And in the future, the holders of like ES and Moonlights will be able to get like a different rewards. So this is our plan. And so ES is more like exclusive without the privileges, and Moonlight and all other NFTs in the future that will also play a very important role in the metaverse. And for example, if you have Moonlight and if you participate in different task platforms, and you can get like different rewards. For example, some rewards can be related to soul points. It can also be related to like a future token airdrops, and also like a future NFT wallets, etc., etc.
Wow, there are so many great options for our holders. And so be sure to be Diamond Hands, our Electric Sheep NFT holders, as well as Moonlight NFT holders. Thank you. And next I wanted to ask that since we talk about the Electric Sheep NFT and talk about the holders, we all wanted to learn more about the utilities of the NFT as well as a staking reward. And for example, level 2 and level 3 staking gifts. Could you please share more details about them? Thank you.
Yeah, of course. I mean, the whole reward season just begin, right? I mean, the gift we are gifting to the stake rewards is just a very small part. And I think people are already aware that some of the level 2 gifts is related to MetaGF. MetaGF is a free mint, but we will have some important role in the future that is also very connected to the storyline. It's not just GF, but most importantly, there's some functions after you fulfill some tasks afterwards. So the level 2 gift is related to MetaGF to help you accelerate the progress. And the level 3 gift, I think they're relevant to the land we will launch, hopefully this year. Well, actually this year. But we still figure out what's the best way to bring the most value to the land. There's so many options. And I think the narrative of the land has changed along the whole metaverse, the whole space last year. So this is a new year's, and we have to try to have a better storyline to connect the land to the whole ecosystem in a better way, so that we can have more value to empower the users. And of course, in the future, the ES holder will a lot more a job or pass. There's so many utilities we try to build on the ES. That will include but not limited to some special assets and some special toys, some tools, some special in-game asset within our future social games, and so on. But most importantly, I guess you all want to hear that it, of course, is relevant to the token, and I think that's all the ES holder will have the same amount, not same amount, but they will have the token. Yeah, so you have the but of course the level will be proportional. So the high level might have more, such as but most importantly, I think the interaction. To put it in a simple way, the time you spend on the whole ecosystem will have a certain way of rewards, right? So most importantly, you spend time with us and we will reward you.
Thank you so much for sharing the information. Frank, would you like to add any additional information regarding to details with the NFT utilities? I would also like to.
Yeah, Mola, I think I can't hear you very clearly. So maybe you still need to adjust your mic. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, either my mic or maybe my Wi-Fi connection. Okay.
Yeah. So I think I want to extend a little bit for Jimmy's answer. And so for level 2, right, we have like a very unique gift for all the ES holders, and that's related to MetaGF, and also you can use that in the task platform, which will be able to gain more rewards when you finish the tasks. So this is very unique, and we only have like 7,000 of them compared to the whole MetaGF and all the participants in the task platform. And also for level 3, that will be land. And for each level of ES, you will be able to get the token airdrop. And as we mentioned before, the total percentage will be 2% of the total supply, right? And as Jeremy mentioned, the more time you spend in staking, or the more time you spend in the future, in the ecosystem, the bigger portion you will get of the token airdrop. And even after the TGE, we gonna keep doing the same thing. So for example, maybe later this year, we are planning to give more tokens to all the community members. And to achieve that, you will need to contribute to the whole ecosystem. So that's my point.
Thank you so much. I'm trying to be louder. Yeah, hopefully everyone could hear me. Okay, so we already collect some questions, and we also have some friends waiting to join us. I would like to invite Wombo and Kevin to come to the stage and join us. Don't be shy. And I can help to translate if needed. Thank you so much. Hello, Kevin, can you hear me?
Hey, Moonlight, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you clearly. Welcome to our Ultiverse Townhall.
Thank you so much. First, I want to say thank you to Frank and Jimmy as well. Thank you for doing this. I think this town hall or any AMA is very important to the information share perspective to the community. I wanna introduce myself first. So I have been being an ES holder since last year. I think I'm a top 10 ES Moonlight NFT holders. I probably will ask some tough questions here. Just bear with me. My first question would be, so based on the original roadmap and the information provided by the Ultiverse official Twitter account, the Terminus City Alpha launch was supposed to be in June, and Endless Loop Alpha launch was supposed to be July last year. I understand that things are changing all the time, but what are the reasons for such a long period of delays, and what are the key challenges the team is facing with right now? Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for the question, and thanks for being one of the key holders. I will answer the question from my perspective first, and then I think Frank can help me out, help to answer the question that there's something she's more familiar, especially with the product. I think last year has been a challenging year in general, and also producing AA games like that always have a lot of unpredictable every days. The plan never changed. It's just how we sort of put priority in different ways. Because as I mentioned earlier, we have this expectation that the one game will be the ultimate solution. For example, okay, we're building a product and the product is very good. But again, people have preference. Just required a high level of specification. As you know, that is the alpha launch. If you want to download the game, it's like a 30 gigabyte, right? So that means that the game is fun, but at the same time, they limit the users, the scale in terms of the scale. So a lot of users cannot even play the games. Right? So that's not our priority. It's never our purpose to build something that a lot of people, majority of the users, cannot even play with it. Right? So I think that's one of the reasons we are trying to build a more user-friendly platform that onboard players or live gamers in different ways. Because the platform shouldn't be exclusive one game, right? I mean, personally, when I bought ES, I have a huge expectation as well. I was a holder. I wasn't a part of the team. But I was worried as well. Like, okay, what if I don't like the games? And what if some people don't like the game? If you spend that much amount of money to build one game, it's hard to assess what will be the outcome. And that's very, very risky. And that will not provide you what we call the expectation you want. And also, I think Kevin, you are a gamer, right? Any games, they come with a cycle. As a human nature, you cannot be happy about one game forever, right? You will get fed up. But especially the more exciting the game is, the quicker you might be fed up with the game. So the idea is that we want to build a community. No matter how fast you're fed up with one game, but you will stick with your friends, right? With the brothers, sisters around community, you have forever friendship. So if you're fed up with one game, you will always want to play with your friends with another games. So the concept is we build something together We build our own story. We enjoy our time together. Okay, whether this game you like it or not, that's fine. We have next game, but we are playing with as a community. From my understanding, that's the key role. So so it is important we have an early sort of launch that everyone can play the ultimate games, right? But this may not be the ideal options. Even for you, yes, you're happy, you buy the game, but what happened next? You see there's some product last year, I mean, the Metaverse, something related to games, right? But did you really have fun with that? I will not mention the name of these games, right? But I will ask the question, did you really like the games? Maybe not, right? But how to sustain the project? This consists of many other parts, the active users. But you cannot expect the active user can sustain for one game. Then what happens if the users, the new users, what happens if how can I say that? What happens, for example, if we have tokens, right? But the amount of new users are reduced. Well, that means that the token price value will keep reducing, like the death spiral. If that happens, that will be a devastating for every one of us. So the idea is we have to change the strategy to ensure that we have this right momentum that the user keep increasing along the whole development. I don't know if I answered your question, Kevin.
Yeah, thank you for your answer, Jimmy. I totally agree with you. I think the long-term goals or the vision of the Ultiverse whole ecosystem is very important. That's why I invested a bunch of money in the first place. Thank you for your answer. I understand that in the bear market, everything is difficult. But the purpose I asked is because I want to know what's the challenge. So what was the key reason? I think I got some answer from you. Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin.
Moonlight, I understand that there might be a few more people want to answer the question, but I still have several questions here. I think I can wait here and let the other people ask the question, and then I can jump in again. Can I do that again?
Yeah, you can feel free to stay here while I'm
please stay on the stage, of course, Kevin.
Yeah, feel free to stay.
Okay, thank you so much.
No worries. Right. While I'm inviting more friends
who
are raising their hands to join us on the stage. And we see Max is here. Hello, Max. And also Ihani is also here. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome.
I have the following question. When will the tokenomics of our project be known? Will there be a dual system of tokens, and which of them will be airdropped to holders? Thanks.
Hey, thanks for coming. Yeah, I think we have answered that question before. Well, first of all, token. The most important about token is if the token is valuable. I think that's something we are at the same page. We all want that token as valuable as possible. So second of all, how can we enhance the value, make sure that we have a value token? I think, again, I answered the question to Kevin, it's about the whole ecosystem. Yes, it's true that in the past, when people have the hype, right, when you have a token launched in particular place, they will attract a lot of hype-driven investor to invest, to buy the tokens. That's unpredictable, and you can't really control that. And that's not something we were doing at the first place. We have to build the system together. So the token is about timing, about how we are ready in terms of the daily users, active users, and so on. And that's why I keep mentioning we all want a token, but we need your help to be more active. And that will help us to build together so that we will have potentially a valuable token, a sustainable token. The whole ecosystem, the tokenomic, it have to be like a cycle. You cannot just have the token itself. It means nothing. But if we build something, with the whole ecosystem, the token will be potentially invaluable, and that's benefit for all of us. And secondly, you mentioned the different criteria and what type of NFT you hold will have token. I think Frank just mentioned that earlier. And of course, ES will be our most important part. But again, the whole platform consists of different type of products. The concept is that if you spend time with us, and we'll reward in a different way. I hope that answers your question.
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. And we see that we have a lot of friends raising their hands, and invite each of you to reach stage. And thank you again for your participation. Now, according to the orders, we're going to bring the microphone to Max. Hello, Max. I see that you open your mic. Do you mind to try if you could make some sound? Because I cannot hear.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
Do you hear me?
Yes, now we can
Hi,
hear.
Mike.
Oh, nice. Guys, I have one question. You mentioned many times the movie Ready Player One. In the movie, each player had their own unique avatars. So I think it shows how important self-expression in Metaverse, where everyone can be whatever they want to be. So my question for you, how deeply do you plan make tools of self-expressions? For example, appearance of avatar, a unique personal space that can be customized to your taste, and so on. Thank you.
Thanks for that question, and thanks for coming. I think I will answer the question from two parts. One is from my part, and also maybe Frank can use, share some of his thought. I think last month when we have these demo days, my first question to the team is, can I use my ape as my avatar? So believe me, I have the same sort of thought as you do. I want to use my own avatars. And then I know that it is possible, but it's all about priorities. We have this plan to have allow people use their own avatars, whether it's an NFT or, as you mentioned, that different sort of face impression. I think both things is possible, is achievable. But again, it's all about priorities, because there are other things are launching as well. So whether we put that priority before that, that's a deeper conversation. I would love to hear your expectation as a community members, because I think in general we all have our own preference. Maybe some people like me, or some people like you, I don't know if you care about other stuff, or you just care about whether you can use your own avatars. I think that might be the most important thing to you. But some other people might prefer have some social gaming first, or some people, they don't play games. So how we can balance the desire, how can balance the request from the community? That's the tricky part, right? It's not about how we can do it. Yeah, we can do it 100%. And then it's not hard. We want to do it as well. But at the same time, we have to balance every individual request so that we can fulfill the tasks we've been promised step by steps.
Yeah,
Okay.
and for this question, actually, we have been working with like a different other projects, like NFT projects, to import the NFT into Metaverse. And so far, we have already adopted several 3D models, and we will be ready pretty soon to bring like several samples, like a Star Protocol, like a Ready Player Me. Like there are many of them in these like different DID projects, etc. So this is definitely on a roadmap, and our goal is to let all the players, all the community members, all the holders to be able to use their own avatar. So I hope this answers your question.
Yes, thank you.
And by the way, Maxine, I totally agree with that. So, the opinions of your own sort of avatars. That's very, very important. So, I want to have my own avatars too. But first of all, before that, I guarantee you we have our female guarantors first. Okay, that's something else we have to done as soon as possible.
Thank you so much.
Do you have another question, Maxine, or we move on to the next one?
No, that's all. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Max.
Great. And next, we would like to ask Daniel. Hi, Daniel. Welcome to today's Ultiverse Townhall. Do you have any questions that you wanted to ask? Oh, Daniel, I see that you opened your mic, but we cannot hear you. So you might to double check your microphone's connection. And you can stay here to check that we are going to move the order to the next committee member. Hi, Jiajun. Welcome to the Ultiverse Townhall.
谢谢叶光姐邀请，你现在可以听到我说话吗？
可以的 ，Yes, we can hear you. 那不要介意我用双语好吗 ？Please, yeah. Bear in mind that I'm going to speak in both languages, in Mandarin and English. Thank you.
请麻烦帮我翻译一下。我有2个问题，第一个问题是，谢谢。第一个问题是，我上次看过你和那个温的分享给我的一个链接，就是你们可以用那个 event 进入那个 Terminus 的元宇宙了。但是我得到一个信息是，如果你不是 ES 的电阳的 holder， 你也可以进入元宇宙。那他们之间的那个权益有什么区别呢？不是 NFT holder 和 holder 进入元宇宙可以获得的权益是否有差别？这是第一个问题。
那我们就可不可以先来回答第一个问题呢，再进行到下一个问题呢？谢谢。
可以，谢谢。
Okay, so yeah, Jiajun's question I would like to translate to everyone is mainly about what are the difference between electric sheep NFT holders and non-holders if they are everyone could enter our metaverse and play the game.
Yes, I heard that question. May I ask something? May I ask what is the expectation from you as an ES holder to enter the Terminus? Do you have an expectation?
Sorry， 叶光你先翻译。
好的，对，就是想要问一下，说家军身为一个电阳的持有者，您对于进入这个游戏有什么样的期许吗？
其实我对这个项目，我个人作为 NFT holder， 我个人的理解是，我可以享有到这个项目今后包括空投，包括一些赋能，我可以享有到最大的收益。所以说我是有一个 concern， 就是如果是其他非 ES 的 holder 进入到元宇宙，他是否会分享我应该有的权益？这是我第一个比较我个人的比较担忧，因为其实从买电阳到现在质押我已经超过半年了，但是我可以说我感觉我质押已经升到了3级之后，但是我感觉我得到的 reward 并没有达到我个人的预期，而且这也是我比较担心对这个元宇宙里边的一个担心，所以说想请教一下，今后你们对这方面的规划是有什么样的计划吗？
好的，那我就先来翻译一下，然后同时家军，我们其实刚刚在第6个讨论话题的时候，我们就聊到了关于电阳 NFT 质押的一些奖励，包含说 Level 2还有 Level 3的一些礼物，所以会后我们会把这些讯息翻译成不同的语言，可能这样子可以方便大家来理解，好吗？谢谢，所以不要担心哦，刚刚其实权益都有提到了，那我把您的问题也再翻译一下。Yeah, so the main concern is that as a electric sheep NFT holder, he expects to receive more like airdrops and also more benefits and utilities. So if non-electric sheep NFT holders could also join the metaverse and play the game, what's the difference between being a holder?
Okay. Allow me to use Chinese to answer your question, Jiajun. I think first of all, don't worry about the you mentioned that whether they will get your piece of cake. No, don't worry about that. And second of all, 用我们中文来说，其实你要理解的逻辑是我们要把蛋糕做大，让更多人参与到我们的整个 community， 是帮助我们，无论是作为 Ultiverse 整个系统，还是我们所讨论的这个 Soul Token， 能有一个更大的社区共识。如果我今天给你我们一个7000人社区的 token， 那它的价值和我明天告诉你我们整个社区所覆盖已经7万人的时候，那是不一样的。所以其实我们所有的 on board， 所有背后的逻辑，包括 MetaGF 为什么要把这数量变成2万个，然后为什么我们现在在做 Ultiverse Live， 为什么我们在做 social gaming， 为什么我们在做整个任务平台，就是为了能加强我们作为一个整个生态所覆盖，无论是从媒体还是从用户，那么这样的一种覆盖，包括更多的交互，实际上是完成了2个使命。一个是扩大我们作为一个生态的一个触及，让更多人知道 Ultiverse 是什么，然后第二个是增加我们的用户，来作为一个完整的生态，大家有不同的角色，除了 holder， 那有 builders， 那除了 builder 有普通的观众，那这些观众其实每天的交互跟互动是非常频繁的。你可以看到我们今天这场 Townhall， 实际上我们的推特有将近1000个人的转发，这1000个人可能90%多都是我们来自于我们其他的产品所带来的流量。那么在 Web3 流量是最有价值的，那么这些价值都会加强我们 ES Holder 未来所获得的这些权益。就是同样的，我们所带来的流量其实上你们每一个人都获得权益。所以说这当然这核心是它是一个长线的计划，它不是一个单一的计划。那么我们作为一个团队所思考的逻辑就是我们怎么样把这个蛋糕做大，那这样的话他们 ES Holder 就能分到的更多。所以说包括你说我们 Terminus City 为什么要邀请不同的社区来，也是这样的逻辑。邀请社区来，一方面是让它作为我们的成员的一个支线，那另外一方面呢，也让它有可能因为这个原因也成为我们的 ES Holder， 因为那是最大的权益所在。Yeah, I think I'm going to translate myself. So the idea is how to make a bigger cake. All this traffic we form across the platform will play the key role within the ecosystem. We want to reward our ES holder the most, right? But how we can do that is to attract more users in different ways. Everyone can find their own roles. You can be a builders, you can be a content creators, and you can be a traffic provider. You can be a promoters. At the end of the day, as long as you're part of the community, and we will together to bake a bigger cake. Because the whole ecosystem has to consider many different factors. It can't be just an NFT project, right? And we can tell a story while we are having the huge future. We have a big future. We have a lot of things we want to do, but I think that's the past. We just tell a story to enhance the value, right? But we can have some meme sort of a perspective as in general, but it's different. I think for us, we want to build a solid foundation, and that's why we onboard different products to extend the size of the communities, and so that we have a bigger cake, and the whole ecosystems consider different factors, and then after all, at the end of the day, the value will go back to the ES holders. I hope that answers your question, Judging.
希望这样有回答到嘉
对不起，我没有记得。谢谢吉米，你用中文回答我，非常感谢。
Thank you so much for joining us, and I'm going to circle back to Daniel. Hello, Daniel. Can you open your mic? Yeah, I see that you open your mic, but you have to have this greenish square, circling around so that we could hear you. Maybe double check the mic system. Okay. Or Daniel, you can type your questions. You can type your question to any of our moderators or community managers, and then they can help. And now we are going to bring my phone back to Kevin. Hi, Kevin. Do you have any additional questions to ask? Thank you.
Yes. Thank you for Moonlight. Yeah, I do have one more question. So In my opinion, the values added to the early investors is very important to the development of the community. I think Jamie just mentioned Yuga Labs as well. So Yuga Labs is one of the leading players in Web3. The 8-point airdrop to their NFT holders was 50% of the total supply. However, our token airdrop is 2% of the total supply to the ES holders. Why there is a huge percentage difference here when it comes to the token airdrop? Do you think there should be a percentage increase for the token airdrop to the ES holder? Since I believe most of us are diamond hands, even in this bear market. Thank you.
Yeah, I think one of the big difference is that Yuga Lab, we start with the avatars, right? All the values generated from the avatars. The market cap generated from the avatars. All this sort of value is actually generated from the communities. So I think that's a different sort of concept. Yuga Lab will not be who they are today without the communities. And that's the experiments of how an NFT-driven project can goes to. But the Ultiverse is a different platform. It's just slightly different. First of all, the whole concept is a platform. There are other perspectives to consider with. And second of all, at this particular moment, we, in terms of the total, but if you look at the balance sheet, I mean, NFT assets right now is not a big part at this particular moment. But if the whole value of NFT goes up, there might be different cases. Yeah, I think the idea will be we are building again as day one, so that's slightly different. I don't think Yuga is a comparable sort of a target. You can see that I am a Yuga Lab user from day one, not day one, maybe day 2, day 3. Along the way, they never know what they are going to, right? So this is not a comparable, to be honest. How can we compare with Yuga Lab? No one can really compare with Yuga Lab. And apart from Yuga, can you see? We can't really see another avatars actually launch the token. We heard rumors about Zuki, and we heard rumors about the Moonbird, right? But they're not doing it. Moonbird cannot even. They haven't even launched, for example, the percentage, whether they will do it, when they will do it, right? It's a different way to succeed. So again, I think people can understand that the airdrop is just a small part. The mission will also play the key role. And we will have the mission every day, not every day, every year. So the Yuga have this token airdrop once, right? And after that, you have to buy it. But within the Ultiverse system, as long as you reach the leaderboard, and you will have a certain amount of token. That's the plan. So there's a different way to play it. We have to earn for it, including myself. We play the game to achieve the goal, right? It's not we buy the NFT and then we expect that you can have all the token of 50%. That wouldn't change. I mean, do you expect the value will be great? If I give you 50% of the token by just giving you that without the mission, the whole system, would that be valuable? Personally, I doubt that. But if we have this whole system that reward everyone and make it very competitive, and you can always be part of the game, I guess the 2% can mean a lot.
Excuse me, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh, good time of day, everyone. It's Daniel.
Hi, Daniel. Welcome to our Ultiverse Townhall. Would you like to ask any questions to Jimmy and Frank? Thank you.
Excuse me, whom you speak?
Yes, we can hear you. Yeah.
Oh, it's nice. I want to say first, thank you for the town hall, and for the job that you done. I know that you all working hard, and actually, I would like to firstly say that about what Jimmy said, it's to invite people for the project and increase community, but I want to say that it's hard because there is still no product and you don't know how to share it to people. Yes, of course, Ultiverse electric ships have a lot of benefits and perspectives in the future, but right now we're still waiting, and unfortunately Web3 space is still space where people, first of all, looking for profit first and more than product. And that's why a lot of holders like me, and who is more than half a year here, some of them understand what they invest or what they hold. Some of them want to know now approximately when will be next steps. For example, when will be Terminus City launch first? I mean, not first, I mean for the 24 hours per day, and everyone, for example, holders, moonseers can take part in this, at least for playing poker or something like that. And also, of course, everyone approximately would like to know when will be token drop, or what will be reward for the ES holders for level 3. And I think it's what people like to know, how long or how close we to the point, to the target to share to people, to this, sorry, to this launch. And what will be first? It will be MetaFi, like Moonlight project, or it will be Terminus City?
In terms of the progress, I think that Frank can answer that part. But let me share some of my thoughts. You just mentioned the return. I think that's a very good question. Thanks for raising that up. So, personally, I'm an investor, right? I buy NFT and then sell NFTs. I invest other things in the past years. I think I sold like 2,000 something NFTs and buy 2,000 something NFTs. So I have been there before, buy and sell. But when we talk about investment, we're talking about the time frame, and we will divide the return into two parts. The first part is absolute return, and the second part is a comprehensive return. If you want to absolute return, that means you buy something and you sell something after a certain amount of time. But when we talk about comprehensive returns, that means how you can measure the return up ultimately in general way. I think we're a platform, the whole concept is we try to maximize the comprehensive return as much as possible. And I know ES was 0.5 Ether, right? It wasn't cheap. But I think most of us were not aware that still 99% of the whole Web3 users cannot afford that, right? So how we can provide a platform that enable people to have a comprehensive return, and by doing that, that will enhance the absolute return to our ES holder is what we've been thinking of. So provide the platform to have these different type of social games, interaction, some smaller games, and then ultimately, because the consensus increase, the community increase, that will enhance the value. And also provide not just one product, right? The different product will have the GameFi system. So the GameFi system consists of a different type of tokenomics. And that means that by using the privilege as a holder, that give you a huge advantage within the smaller gaming systems. That allows you to, suppress other users in a way that you will gain your own rewards. I don't know if that makes sense to you. That means that you will have your absolute return within a different time frame because you hold the NFT. And that's our target, that's our goal. And also by achieving each goal within each individual smaller task, if you can reach the top in the leaderboard, and again, you have another absolute return at that particular time frame. So rather than telling you a story, we are avatars, we are communities, we want to build together, and then we just saying that we are actually building a lot of things. So the idea is I want everyone to understand what we're doing, and I want to build a strong communities that maybe you don't need to ever sell your ES avatars, but within the time frame, within the pipeline, by achieving each individual goals, and you again a massive absolute return. And the comprehensive return also include knowledge, experiments, the friendship, right? We are adult eventually. So I think within the whole experiments, everyone can learn something. I hope that learning will be valuable in general, and I hope the experiments it will be valuable. I hope the time you spend with us will be valuable. And that's why we are building a lot of different sort of content to entertain as well. Because at the end of the day, it's how you invest your time, right? Some people buy the NFT and just do other stuff. That's normal. But we hope that the absolute return in terms of how you spend your time will be to surpass other projects. And that's our ultimate goal.
Yeah, and to extend that a little bit for the roadmap, actually we have, as I mentioned before, we actually been developing and spend most of our time to do like no matter business development or like a product development, and there are actually several DApps in the pipeline. As I mentioned before, we're gonna launch the MetaGF, the cultivation system, and also the test platform next month, like maybe mid next month. And also then in the March, we're gonna host a very big event, like a in-metaverse event with one of the biggest exchange in the world together in mid of March. And we gonna show you guys how we like planning the metaverse event and how to collaborate with other projects, how to bring other partners into Terminus, into Ultiverse. And after that, we're gonna launch several social apps, and also we have like an alpha test for our games. So that a lot of things gonna happen pretty soon. And also that we, as I mentioned before, we have allocated like 2% to all the ES holders, right? And in the future, we're gonna allocate more tokens to all the builders because it's a metaverse, and we want to give more rewards to all the contributors to our ecosystem. And we definitely want to be listed in like the biggest exchange, or like the maybe several of them, or maybe one of them. And before that, we need everyone to work together with us as a community. And because if you want to get listed, you want to have a TGE, that means you need to have a product ready, right? And maybe not just only one product. You probably need to have like several products as a matrix. And as I mentioned, we have like social apps. We have our MetaGF, we have our test platform, and we have our Ultiverse live show, which attract a lot of audience in Web3. And also we are exploring to all the Web2 world, not only gaming, but also like different aspects like finance, like cooperation with like a local governments in Singapore, et cetera, et cetera. And by doing all this, we do encourage each of you, of our community members, to participate, to like show us, or to contact with the team members to say what you can do, like which part you want to contribute to the metaverse. And definitely will give very rich rewards to all of the participants, all the builders. So that's my point. And I hope we answer your question, Daniel.
Yeah, thank you. I just want to say that my story and my Web3 journey is begin with Ultiverse, and through these 6 months, I passed a lot of different projects, and I fully reinvestment my investigation in Ultiverse and make enough profit to say that it's amazing project and people here, because I meet a lot of people here. which sharing his ideas, different projects. We have Alpha Chat, which always we discuss another one projects and these perspectives. So it's for me, it's absolutely amazing projects, and I just thinking how to buy more electric chips with the time. It's what I can say by my side. And I'm just interested now, do you plan to increase the community involvement and unity of the community in the future, and how you plan to do this? I mean, by some events, like before we have storytelling adventure and Ultiball and another events. What do you plan next, for example?
Yeah, thank you for your support, and I'm so glad you had a good time here with us. As I mentioned earlier, we will have a different event, hopefully every month. The demo day is just a demo, so we will have different type of formats in terms of the different type of holidays, for example. But the concept will be we try to have an organic growth. So as I mentioned, the first step, the strategy, okay, we will try to invite more female members on board. I think and that will help us to have a better momentum as well. And second of all, I think there will be other online events coupled with others in a different format. I would love to hear your suggestions as well. I will love to hear more voice from the communities. Together, we will try to, we host event or co-host events that meet our community's needs, and that's the concept.
我可以说一句吗？好，那我直接问了。我想问，sorry，叶问，你先说。
Yeah, no, I was just, 我就只是要来请你讲了，对，然后用英文也讲一下。
谢谢。我只是想问一下，就是刚才就是提到今后让社区更加融入，是就是今后每个月会项目方或者是 mod 回来专门开一个 space， 然后和社区的人一起共建吗？是这个计划吗？只是确认一下。
Okay, let me translate really quick in English. So Jiaju's question was wondering if the Ultiverse team or moderators will host this kind of community polls or Ultiverse town halls every month in the future. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for that question. I think, actually, when we have a plan, for example, if you're trying to launch a product, it takes time. Okay, we have the event, it's like on parallel to the product progress. But in terms of the product progress, it really takes time. And the team is extremely busy. It's almost 24/7. So we need time to focus on the product that we have already scheduled. Okay. And meanwhile, I think we will have a different format of conversations within the community. That's what we're trying to build this way. So the format will be comprehensive, but not necessarily questioning about the new progress, because it takes time. But we do want to host some more talks, maybe in a casual way, in terms of the market in general, in terms of how you try to spend your time in Metaverse, in terms of the technology we have to see and everything. We're happy to host some more event, and as a purpose to talk to the communities in the near future. Maybe it's MAM, maybe not MAM, but definitely in a more frequent way.
That's amazing.
Yes, so because 就是我再补充一点，就是我们实际上的整个计划实施的事情和需要去真正落地是非常复杂的，涉及到非常多沟通，然后团队需要非常的聚焦去完成每一个任务，才能做到好的交付。但是我觉得跟社区的沟通的这个核心是多元化的，那么我们其实关注的内容也是多元化的。我们希望听到社区的声音，我们会有更加频繁的沟通。那么刚刚 Frank 也说，我们希望有更多的内容的创作者，更多的这个 builder 在我们社区里面。那么我们会用不同的方式去扶持跟支持我们的社区成员。这当中可能是我们 Ultiverse 以外的讯息。那我们讨论的也可能是 Ultiverse 以外的信息，包括整个 NFT 的市场， 包括我们这 crypto in general， 我觉得这都是大家会讨论的东西，但是并没有可能在我们 Ultiverse 生态的这个社区里面。那么我们未来会有不同的方式跟社区有更多这方面的综合的讨论。
我们非常高兴，我们也非常社区成员最近其实也在群里反映，希望能更加和项目方有更多互动，今后能更多参与到一起共建。那还有一个就是可能今后如果是比较重大的更新或者一个发布的话，是否可以就是提前正式的邀请社区所有的人一起来参加来宣布，或者是听听意见之后再做。包括其实因为我为什么说这一点，是因为之前的 MetaGF 的发行，我觉得我不知道我这样说是否妥当，但是我觉得我个人感觉到有点匆忙了，因为我没有听到任何的space， 我只看到 Twitter 的推文，没有项目方来解释这个那个玩法用法，就我们 Mint 都非常匆忙，而且 Mint 的形式可能我们社区包括我自己也有更多的疑问，比如说为什么是 Holder 可以通过做任务拿到买名单，而不是只是 ES Holder 专用的等于一些benefit 的问题吧。就是其实我们可能之前更希望和项目方进行沟通，如果是今后如果有重大的活动或者发布的话，我们社区是非常希望能和项目方沟通，或者是起码听到一个说明会。谢谢。
谢谢家军的分享。Yeah, thanks. And I also see Jimbo open your mic.
Yeah.
Or Kevin.
Sorry. I think. Can I ask a question? Or I think Dajin just asked a question in Chinese. I'm not sure if Frank or Jimmy want to answer that question, but I think as a community member, can I speak in Mandarin?
Yeah, if you wanted to, please. Yeah, I can translate.
家俊，我觉得我作为社区成员，我可以回答你一部分的问题，就是说ES 的 NFT holder 实际上它是每个 ES NFT 你都可以免费的卖一个 Moonlight NFT， 然后你除此之外呢，你作为一个 ES 的 NFT holder， 你还可以免费邀请你的一个朋友去获得另外一个免费的Moonlight NFT holder， 也就是说。作为一个 ES NFT holder 的话，你实际上可以获得2个免费的Moonlight 的 NFT holder，这是作为 ES 相当于其他抽奖的成员不同的地方，实际上是有一定的赋能的。
谢谢，这个我知道，只是我的意思就是在这个正式的活动之前，我们需要社区想更多的听听项目方对这个因为我觉得我们社区也同样认为这个 MetaGF 应该是近半年来ES 最大的一个活动吧，但是之前没有很好的宣发，我们社区知道也比较匆忙，我希望就是今后这方面能够做得更好一点。
Sure, thank you so much for the feedback. 谢谢。那我们不打击所有小伙伴。
Moonlight, can I have one last question?
Yeah, we are going to take one last question. Thank you so much.
Okay. I think we are running out of time. So first I would like to thank you for Frank, Jimmy, and Moonlight for all the answers. And I think I would like to thank for all the help from the team. My last question would be, is there a white paper of the project going to be released? If so, when?
I think we will have a more virtual roadmap soon to give you an idea what we're trying to do in a more clear way. Hopefully, there's so many things happening. I have to admit that there's so many things we try to just to launch, try to show you guys. We have to be step by step. So in terms of white paper, it could be for a particular product, and it could be for another purpose. But before everything, there will be a new sort of upgraded roadmap in terms of the whole ecosystem. very soon. Hopefully, I don't know, Frank, can we do that on March? Before March? Actually, yeah, it's so intense, guys. It's very intense. So many things happening.
Yeah, we will try to push that onto that date. And just to let you know that we have, so many things ongoing in the same time. Like the big event, we're actually building a very big, another big part of Terminus City, and which will be launched in March. And also different platforms like the test platform, the MetaGF, the app on website, and also like we have like for now we also are working with like a 3 game studios for the social apps, and which will be launched after the big event with Binance BNB chain in March. So a lot of things.
So I guess I mean a little bit more about to answer the question. The account service will enhance the communication with the community. So you will actually understand what you're going to do and approximately what's happening right now. And that will be the purpose. I will keep you guys noted.
Thank you. Sorry， 我还可以再问最后一个问题吧，很快。就我其实很想玩你们游戏，但是我没有 Windows。你们今后有计划在 Mac 上发布你们的游戏 APP 吗 ？Sorry， 最后一个问题。
So the question is, yeah, for Mac laptop users, can they also play our games?
Yeah, actually, during our demo day 2 weeks ago, we do provide the cloud rendering services. So we open like around 100 services for our holders who want to participate but who doesn't have a PC. So definitely yes, but maybe not specifically on Mac, but we will let you play through the website or browser.
Okay, thank you.
Amazing. And I think we got a question from the community about previously that we collected, and we haven't had time to ask. So, but Frank and Jimmy, do you mind to answer this last question about our land?
What's the question?
Okay, yes. So previously, we also collected several questions from the community, and they would like to learn more details about Ultiverse plan to launch the land. Thank you.
Oh yes, okay. There will be land. Okay, the plan never changed. It's just again I mentioned that the whole process is some adjustment. Okay, so people want the land. I don't understand. Some people want to have the function, but most of people want to be valuable. So we're working on how to enhance more value. It's very challenging, and we're trying to figure the best way alongside with the whole roadmap. There's different steps. There will be land again, but the most challenging question to me especially is how we can tell the story and make sure that land is playing the right road it should be along the way. Maybe please be a little bit more patient, then we just keep posted.
That'll be great. Thank you so much for everyone who joined today's Ultiverse Town Hall. And in total, we have close to 15,000 views actually, and thank you everyone for your participation. Looking forward to seeing you all again next time, and soon we are going to make more announcements. Be sure to follow us on our Twitter. We have 3 official Twitter handles, including Ultiverse, Electric Sheep, and MetaGF. Also, our Ultiverse Discord server is also our official channel as well, and don't forget to follow us on our Binance and YouTube channels as well. Thank you everyone for being here. We are going to play some music. I see our Ultiverse bot is already here. Thank you so much.